Entering the Pat Mayo Experience.
Pat Mayo Experience. Pat Mayo Experience. Pat Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience. Sorry about the delay. You know, when you have other people in studio, all of a sudden, equipment doesn't work and everything is very, very cursed. But the person who's not doing that with me is, we're going to get to your questions here in a moment, but Garion is here. What's up, Garion?
Hello. I have takes on what just happened.
Really? Well, what is your big take on what happened?
Well, there were strange sets of circumstances that caused things that haven't happened here. We've been doing this show for 9 weeks live. None of these issues have happened.
Never.
So sometimes you look for what's outside the common denominator, and I think something mystical, something ancient, some sort of curse, I would say.
So I guess what I'm going to ask everyone to do is you can hit all the rankings and everything in the updates. They're all updated to right now. When we hit the inactives and we get more information, I will update them as soon as the show is off. But the mystical thing, the magic that Garion is talking about is the third member of the team in studio with us, a Tim Undercust. And that failed too. Let's just go to the wide shot. Tim's here. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's Tim. You're ruining everything.
I take no responsibility.
You really should. Like, this is off to a horrible start.
It's not my fault.
I believe it is your fault.
To be fair, he is now claiming that he properly predicted I believe it was a golf tournament winner last night, although no one seems to remember it happening, and I think he's just taking advantage of the situation.
No, we were out with Feinberg last night. He predicted the live under in the Notre Dame game, and then he said that Lee Westwood would come back and win because Lee Westwood was the only person in the tournament he knew.
I'm on a heater.
So sometimes, just the less you know, the better off you end up doing.
There you go.
Inactives for today, from what we're seeing already, guys that have already been ruled out, or the other things of that liking. At running back, it looks like Ronald Jones and Chris Thompson and Darren Sproles all out. We don't know about Chris Carson yet. That's something that's not going to come around until 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. I still have him right now as out of the rankings. I think that's going to be the situation to watch on DraftKings, though.
Yeah, I mean,
put him in your flex.
It's probably more like last week. We probably won't know until about 3 o'clock, 3:30 Eastern time. But I would think that with the way this has trended all week, I know that when a coach comes out and says post-game of their game on Sunday that this guy's not going to practice all week, that might seem to temper the fact that someone didn't practice all week. But I think the laws of logic here, which is still, did a guy practice on Friday? He didn't touch the field. I don't think he's playing. I've loaded Mike Davis into a lot of lineups. He is in my flex spot, but I think that it's an easy adjustment, too, considering their price points are really not all that different.
Yeah, but are you really going to pivot off of Mike Davis and use Chris Carson? Probably not.
No. But
you can use anyone at that point.
You can use anyone at that point. But I'm just as an emergency sort of backfire situation, I think it's not the worst in the world. But I wouldn't trust Carson at all this week.
No. You either play Mike Davis and hope that he's really good because Chris Carson doesn't play, or you don't play any of them. Yeah. So at wide receiver, Josh Malone, AJ Green, Chad Williams, Pierre Garçon, Jamison Crowder, and Sammy Watkins. Tywan Taylor and Robbie Anderson all probably out. Ryan Grant, Mike Evans, Tasha Sharp, and Randall Cobb probably in. Gronk likely not going to go at tight end for the Patriots. That's not official yet, but it's looking that way. Eric Swoop probably going to miss the game for the Colts, and Charles Clay going to be out as well. And a quarterback, we're going to get no Ryan Tannehill, no Sam Ches, no Josh Allen. That means we have Guile himself, Josh McCown.
It's true.
Starting
also,
for the Jumbo Jets.
When did Matt Barkley sign with the Bills?
Who cares?
I missed that one.
Does it make them better or worse? Or you said how many touchdowns did you say that Matt Barkley's going to throw for today?
Between 4 and 5. I think he's going to kill him. I mean, the Jets are not going to win this game. They have no chance. They have no offensive weapons. They're going to turn the ball over a ton. I feel the same way Homer felt like when Bart couldn't start a quarterback for his team, that we might as well forfeit because we got no chance.
You don't think Josh McCown's your Nelson?
No, I don't. I think we're in bad shape.
I have taken the opposite approach here, that the Jets are substantially better with Josh McCown.
Infinitely better, yes.
So,
look, I would say that Josh McCown is a poor man's Ryan Fitzpatrick, which is great news for the Jets franchise, as that's their best quarterback of the last decade. But, there's a chance that he's terrible today, but I think there's more of a chance that he's like 2 touchdown, 2 interception territory, which is a massive improvement for their offense.
Unless Matt Barkley goes all Tim here and throws 5 touchdowns or something, which seems insane.
As a rational, reasonable Jets fan, I think that we don't have a chance.
I don't think that combination of words makes sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Just because you don't wear a fireman hat doesn't mean you're a rational Jets fan.
I do want to let everyone know that the odds and lines we talk about are subject to change. See website for actual odds. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's get to a few questions. So, everyone smash the like button. That's number one. We're at 50 likes right now. We get to 75. We'll start with 5. We get to 75. We'll do 5 more. We get to 100. We'll do 5 more. We'll go to the very top of the chat from Joe. Howard, Chub, Mac, White. Pick 2 in half-point PPR. I like White, and I like Chub.
White and Howard.
Howard would be dead last on that list.
Howard's been playing great. He scored 2 touchdowns last week.
I don't mind.
So he's going to score. So if he doesn't score 2 touchdowns this week, he has 3 points. So he's going to score 2 touchdowns, what you're saying?
I think he'll score at least 1. I like him.
I don't
like him
think
a lot
he's
this
all
week.
that dissimilar from Chubb. I agree with you. I would prefer to have Chubb, but I think in this spot this week, they'd be marginally different.
I would rather have Mac than have Howard.
No.
Like, there's no guarantee that Howard gets to his carry total, no matter what the score is. Chubb's getting his 20 carries.
That's fair, and that's, again, why I would have Chubb above the two of them. I'm just saying I don't think the separation between Chubb and those other two guys is really that great, but White is definitely the one you're starting.
All right, Coleman, Chubb, or Duke Johnson. Pick one for half pot, which I think is half point, but probably go...
Tevin.
I think I would still just go Chubb.
You would go Chubb? I think I would go Chubb as well.
I think I don't...
They're both in splits.
Yeah, and look, I don't really still trust Tevin Coleman all that much. He's coming off his best week in 5 weeks, but there's a reason that it was... I mean, it was a great week, but it was a pretty low bar to clear.
Oh, this guy's ruining questions for everyone because it's a nonsense question.
Ban him.
Tim, if McCown throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, can we start calling him Super Bowl Josh?
No, we cannot.
If he wins, should he be the head coach?
But he couldn't do worse. I'd be fine with that.
You would be okay with that?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right. Need 2 of these receivers. Chris Kirk, Mike Williams, Mo Reese Harris, or... Did I say Chris Kirk? Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
Chris Kirk, the golfer, not someone you want to play at receiver this week. Or Hump Daddy. I'd play Kirk and Harris.
Yeah.
Kirk and Hump Daddy.
Kirk and Hump Daddy. I mean, Harris is getting all the juice here. No Crowder. He's going to be in the slot. You have a chance to pick apart Tampa from the slot. He had the big game last week. He's going to be super chalky on DraftKings.
Oh, yeah. But in a season-long format, I think it's just fine to plug him in as your flex play or your wide receiver 3. I think it's perfectly
Why
viable.
does everybody hate Adam Humphries?
Can you
He's
speak
so
louder?
Good. I don't know why everyone hates Adam Humphries. He's so good.
He had a great game last
He's
week.
been good the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's good.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, no, great. People are just mucking up the chat.
Ban them.
Mucking up the chat. No, there's too many to get to now. So let's see here. Standard League. Eckler or Garion Johnson? Garion for me.
I agree.
You're really thinking about this.
I don't like Carry-On at all this week.
Do you like Eckler?
Yeah, I kind of do.
All right.
I think I would go Eckler.
Okay, fair enough. Marlon Mack or Doug Baldwin? I would say Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack.
I would agree.
Doug Baldwin was taken off the injury report, which I guess is good news.
Sure. I just think when it comes to Marlon Mack at this point, I don't want to say that he's necessarily matchup proof, but I think he's going to get his 20 touches, which is more than I can say for Doug Baldwin right now.
All right, we got over the 115, so we get to 125. We're going to keep this rolling. Cohen or Michel? I think that's Sony Michel in half-point PPR.
He's just lucky no one else is named Michel.
Mishle. Michel.
My Sharona.
That's pretty good. I'll take Cohen.
I'll take Sony.
I'll take Cohen.
Speak louder and into the mic.
Stop yelling at
He's
me.
nervous.
He is. You're too shook.
I'm not nervous.
You're too
I'm
shook.
just used to doing things in a particular way.
What's that?
I'm just used to doing things in a particular way.
Like not speaking into a
lighting
microphone?
cigs off
yeah,
cigs
lighting the
as he
cig,
talks
pacing
to us.
around like a maniac. All these things.
Eating his Greek non-fat yogurt.
He was having some of that this morning.
It's
you go.
Icelandic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's very millennial.
I don't eat,
very hipster.
I don't eat bankrupt yogurt.
Rosen or Carr, Superflex?
Rosen. Yeah.
Carr, I guess. I don't like it, though.
I would say Rosen.
Okay. Chub or Dion Lewis, full point PPR? I think I'd play Lewis in that spot.
I'll play Chubb. I don't think Tennessee's going to do very much today.
I would play Lewis. He's just been like 85% of the snaps.
David Moore or Moncrief?
Moncrief.
Moncrief.
I'll play David Moore there.
I don't dislike Moore.
He gets
but I think he's
all-
more of a DFS play.
But he just gets all the touchdown looks. Like,
Yes.
they always
but
just look at him in the red zone.
Sure. To be fair, though, like I wrote about this week. He actually now leads the team in terms of red zone targets. He's got 5. There are 9 other people on the Seahawks who have a red zone target this season.
But he didn't even show up till like week 3.
Still, Still, like if it was any other person, would we be getting that excited about 5 red zone targets in 6 games?
No. He does drop a lot of them, too.
Does drop
That's
a ton
fun.
of them.
Ebron or Uzma in PPR? I would take Uzma.
Ebron.
Why?
I just think that the Colts, even though I think they're going to be shut down, I think he's still an important and critical target for them.
You want a second string tight end on the Colts?
Yeah, I don't mind him, actually.
Okay.
Uzama hasn't done much this year. I don't buy into him.
Okay. No AJ Green. Tons of targets to go around. Playing
get
the
it.
Saints in a very pass-happy game script.
I don't dislike Ebron in any way. I just think
I mean, I wouldn't be going out of my way to play Ebron.
Not in a DFS capacity, but I think in a season-long league, especially this week, there's a couple of viable tight ends on bye. I just think.
Is there?
Or I guess maybe it was more week 9. Week
You mean
11.
unless you're playing Hierman or Kyle Rudolph?
Rudolph might be
Rudolph's
one.
always a good play.
No, he's not. Rudolph is terrible.
He's not terrible. He's really good.
Is he really good?
Yeah, he is.
What do you think he's done this year?
I don't know, but I know
Do
he's
you
good.
think it's been really good?
I would
say 300 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That sounds like a pretty good year,
I like him.
if I had to guess. Let's see here. 349 yards this year and 2 touchdowns. This is very close.
Not bad.
9 games.
Well,
He's fantastic.
It's because
though.
his quarterback
He's
is not
very,
great.
very good player. Flex, Eckler or MVS?
I guess I would play
MVS.
Scantling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Valdez Scantling there. David Moore Moncrief, tried that one. Pick 2, Garion, Rocket Richard, Peyton Barber, or Jamal Williams. I would play Garion and Rocket Richard.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay, we're flying through these now. Chub or Breda? Play
Chub.
Chub.
Sony Michel or OK Howard in the flex. Then he put a flex emoji, but failed to spell OJ Howard's name correctly.
Ban him.
His name is OJ. Spelt it wrong.
Unless he's A-okay.
I would play Sony Michel.
Yeah,
I would play
also
Howard.
Michel.
You would play Howard?
I'm
or
on
Sony?
Howard this week. I like him this week.
Both Howards.
Okay. Yeah, man, just play everyone named Howard.
Yeah, I like them both.
All right, pick 2, standard. Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, Brandon Cooks. That's a toughie.
Beckham and Cooks.
I play Beckham and Kupp.
I would play Cup over Cooks, yeah.
I always just play Kupp is always just my favorite one to play.
He's just the red zone target. And look, he's the last 3 weeks he's played in full, he's been a wide receiver 1.
All right, we got time for 3 more questions here before we get into the games. Standardly, Cohen or Dion Lewis? That's Dion Lewis.
Yeah, I would agree.
Are Murray or Corey Davis? I would play Corey Davis.
Cooper.
I would play Cooper.
Kirk, Christian Kirk, or Rocket Richard? I'd play Christian Kirk.
I guess I would play Richard.
In a full point PPR, I would play Richard.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Christian Kirk? Against the Chiefs? No Chad Williams? There's like
Their
10
implied
targets.
their
Wait,
implied team total is still 16 points in this game.
what's the Raiders?
I know you think, well, I know exactly what Jalen Richard is going to do. He's going to catch 7 or 8 passes. Christian Kirk could catch 4.
He could, but they could be for 98 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, well, that's happened once so far this season.
Aren't you playing for upside at that point? What are you playing for? 10 points?
I don't really think it's that big an upside.
I really
He's
do.
broken 10 DK points twice this year.
That's fine, but he's in his best spot right now.
I
Against a
would still
bad
just go with
defense,
Jalen
they're going to
Richard.
pass 50 times.
I would still just go with Jalen Richard.
All right.
I think Larry Fitz is clearly back to being the number 1 target on that team.
I don't know about that.
I mean, it's been the case the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and now they've went to bye. They have a chance to reinstitute this offense with Byron Leftwich. They'll be much better. And no Chad Williams is a real thing.
Why did we just decide that Byron Leftwich is a good offensive
Because
coordinator?
he's not Mike McCoy. He has to be better.
That's not a qualification for
It
a
is.
good offensive
It
coordinator.
makes you better. If you're at the
I'm
very
not saying
bottom.
it doesn't make them better. I'm just saying I don't think that, give Byron Leftwich 2 weeks, he'll figure something out.
I think he
Just
will.
because he's not Mike McCoy doesn't mean he's good.
It is. Here's one tip number 1. Give the ball to David Johnson. He did that. So he's already a lot better.
Not really.
He did. What do you-
Johnson's been averaging 20 touches a week, and he got 20 touches last week.
And he had what, 6 out of the backfield?
He had 4 catches.
4 catches on 7 targets.
So
they're using him out of the backfield again. So they're using him in more creative
he had
ways.
7 targets.
I believe
either.
he did.
I don't
I'm with
think
Pat
he
on
did.
this one. I'm on your side.
I don't just think magically the Cardinals are a good offense now.
I don't
because
think
they
they're a good
don't have
offense. I
Mike
think they're going to
McCoy.
be down by 20 points and just chucking it.
Okay, that's fine. I would rather go with Richard.
All right, let's get into the games. We'll start with that one. Arizona at the Chiefs. This is down to 15 because these gigantic NFL numbers can only go down. The over-under is 49 in this game. You think the Cardinals can cover this? Garion? I mean, me and you were on the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
we don't think they can,
Jeff
yeah.
took the Cardinals,
Yeah,
I believe.
I don't think they're covering this.
But everyone's just going to bet the Chiefs. Like it's weird that this line's come down.
Yeah, he did have 4 targets last week.
It's 4 for 4?
Yeah.
You can't be wrong, can you?
No, couldn't let it go.
Can't
Well,
let
there's a big difference
Couldn't
between
let it go.
7 and
You
4.
can't let anything go, can you?
7's a season high. 4 is the exact
Let
number
it
he's
go.
gotten every single
I'm
week.
Garion. I've never been wrong. I need to tell you about it.
I've been wrong.
No, you haven't. You got to let us know. Never been wrong.
That Dolphins-Jets game scored. Was it? Did it even get to half
No,
the number I projected?
I don't think it got to 20 points.
It did not.
But you got the Vikings-Lions game.
I did
correct.
get that right.
So that's
It all evens out.
You'll middle on that one.
No, I don't think they can cover this number. I just don't trust that offense. Again, if I thought they could cover this number, I'd be a little bit more gung ho about Christian Kirk. But I just don't see it happening this week.
I'm going to check out to see where all the money is coming in this game. Sammy Watkins obviously not playing in this game. Do you think that means you can play Chris Conley if you're in a pinch? Or just,
I think I would pass.
I don't think you really probably need to dig that deep.
No.
I think there's enough value that's been opened up at wide receiver.
So
Like
you would,
again, I'd rather play David Moore.
You'd rather play David Moore, Maurice Harris. I like
Yeah.
LaFell from that
Yeah,
Oakland
I think
game.
LaFell's perfectly
He's only
fine.
3,300.
Sure.
But everyone's playing Maurice Harris. Everyone is.
Yes. I was thinking more along the lines of like if you're in a season-long setting and you're looking at your waiver wire going, I need to pick up someone this week to slide in as my flex, I would put those 3 guys well above where I would put Chris Conley. Now, Chris Conley could definitely score an 80-yard touchdown in this game, but I don't know. There's just there's too many still too many mouths to go.
$3,200.
Whew.
I
I
still
guess-
don't want to play him.
I guess there's a chance that Patrick Peterson ends up on him? Or is he's not going to follow around Tyreek Hill?
He's not going to follow Hill. Yeah, that's true.
I think he'll probably be on Kelsey. If I had to guess.
I don't think he really goes into the slot all that much.
Well, I mean, they've got to put him on somebody. They can't say, okay, both Hill and Kelsey can't be covered by him.
Like
that would be malpractice.
Sure, but I think that I'd have to double check this to be sure, but I don't think Peterson's shadowed much so far this season.
No,
I think he's pretty much stayed on his side of the field. So you can sacrifice whoever you really choose to, which will probably be Conley.
I guess so. So no Conley then. Not even a 32?
I don't like him.
Nah, I think there's just better value.
Okay. Atlanta at the Browns. This is now 5.5 and a 50.5 game total. I really want to back the Browns. I just think Atlanta's kind of back. And they even look good outdoors, which is something that they don't always look so hot. But their defense looked a lot better last week. Now, is that because the Redskins suck?
Yes.
And is Cleveland better on offense? We don't know.
I'm hesitant to say the Redskins suck. I think they're a league average team, just like I think every team in the NFC East is roughly league average, except maybe the Cowboys, or the Giants especially.
So 2 of the 4 teams
Two of the
in
four
the
teams,
divisions
yeah.
are not league average, according
But
to
you
you.
mean like there's no good team in that
Eagles
division.
are really good.
They have the potential to be.
Yeah, I think so.
The Eagles have been awful this year, and they're still 500.
This is precisely right.
I'm just saying I don't think they're awful, but I do think it definitely was a matchup where, as Tim predicted, Atlanta just overpowered them. And I think when you put Washington in a situation where they get down by a bunch, that does benefit the defense playing them because they don't know how to play down by more than 2 scores.
86% of tickets right now are on the Falcons. 78% of the money, but only 60% of the picks. So people are making big bets on the Falcons over the Browns. But still a lot of money on one side.
I think people just have a tough time reading Washington. I don't blame them. I think they're...
It's Falcons and Browns.
Oh, sorry. Well, Browns kind of fall in that bag too. Like, they were such a public team to start the season. I think everyone's just been burned at least 2 or 3 times.
And they covered in New Orleans. They
Yeah.
covered against the Steelers. So they actually started covering to start the year. So that was good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're still that team.
No.
No, they're not.
You never liked them to begin with.
No, I think there's a good chance they don't win another game all year. I don't think they're all that talented. Their defense has gotten worse as the year's gone on. I think Atlanta should be able to take advantage on the back end of their secondary with some big shots. I think the Falcons run up the score. I don't think it's close.
Njoku, a bit banged up, looks like he's going to play. Mohamed Sanu with the hip injury looks like he's going to play, so you can fire both of them up.
Yeah.
Njoku's probably a top 5 tight end this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like,
He's going to have a massive target share.
yeah, and you hope he comes down with a touchdown. Like, I have Kelsey, Ertz, Kittle, Howard, and Njoku, top 5. And then Uzma at 6.
Yeah. I don't really have any complaints with that.
All right.
It's not like I'm trusting Jordan Reed this week in a great matchup.
Are you trusting Kittle me Timbers?
Yes.
Are you for sure?
I don't mind him. I think they're going to get beaten pretty badly, but there are points to be had for him.
The Niners going to get beaten very bad. He was going on about this all last night, how great the Giants
I think
are.
the Giants are a good team with a bad record. I think they've had some really bad losses, some unfortunate losses.
You mean because they're terrible?
I'll say they're most assuredly not the Raiders. Like,
No.
I think Nick Mullins is in for a surprise when he meets a defense
Thank
that
you.
might
No,
give
no,
a
no,
little
no,
bit
no.
more
Thank
of a
you.
damn
This
than the
defense
Raiders.
is just as bad. And then Nick Mullins is so good. He might be a top 10 QB in the league.
I'm still 100% in on Kittle, though, but that's like the only piece of that offense I want to touch.
Well, Pierre Garçon's not playing in that game either. But this is how it's going to work out. Mullins is going to throw for like 5 touchdowns Monday night. And then the Giants are going to use their like second pick overall to trade for Mullins because they'll have good tape on him and see how great he is.
I mean, there is the chance that, Nick Mullins is just primetime Nick Mullins. And he just performs amazingly in primetime games.
He's like Darren Sproles.
Exactly. So he'll be injured all of next season.
You people have lost it. He's not good. He just went up against a Raiders team that's quit on their coach.
You were all in on the Raiders. Now that you're all out on the Raiders, does that mean they're going to start covering games?
I doubt it. They've quit on themselves.
I liked them to cover this week.
Yeah, I do not.
Of course, because you're off the Raiders now. But you're still, for whatever reason, you're still on the Giants.
Yeah, I keep
They haven't
believing
let
this-
you down enough. They're piss poor.
I believe in
coaching.
them.
They're piss poor offense.
That-
They're piss poor defense. That doesn't do anything.
No,
for
I
you?
still believe in them.
The Raiders covering thing is interesting, though, because there's part of me that wants to think because both of these teams are so slow. Like the Chargers are the slowest team in the league, I believe, and Oakland's not too far behind them.
The Chargers are super slow when they're winning. If it's a close game, they're actually top 10 fast.
Fair, but they tend to be winning. So overall, just that's how it's broken down. On average, they are the slowest team in football. But I see that, and I want to think this is going to be hard for Oakland or the Chargers to take Oakland by this number. But this seems like one of those things where I think myself into taking Oakland, and then while the game is happening,
Yeah, you feel like an idiot.
Why did I ever bet
I agree.
Oakland?
This just feels like a classic Chargers. We're going to play our crappy opponent really crappily.
That's on the table too.
Chargers
It's
loved
been a while
it.
since we've seen
Chargers
that game.
loved it. They did it against San Francisco a few weeks ago. They just played down to San Fran's level.
Yeah, I guess it could happen.
And San Fran beat this Raiders team by 1,000,000 points. So
You understand that's not how things work.
no, I'm
right?
just saying, like San
Are
Fran's
you sure you don't understand?
San Fran's
that?
a much better team than the Raiders are right now. Raiders are the worst team in the league.
The Raiders are the worst team in the league. San Fran's way better than they are, but San Fran's going to get blown out as 3.5-point favorites
Giants
at home
are also
against the
much-
Giants.
yes,
The Giants are terrible.
I don't agree.
I don't understand what you've seen from the Giants to see that they're not terrible.
I think they're frisky and in a lot of games. We saw that against the Falcons. They hung tough. Covered
They
the
didn't
number.
hang tough. They were down by 17 points
And
until the end.
covered the
And they had
number.
they covered the number on a backdoor touchdown with zero
Then
chance to
they
win
had
the game.
they had the Panthers by the throat, and then they had that 65-yard field goal kill them. Like they've been in games all
Gotta
year.
have better 65-yard field goal
They were-
defense.
that was the one game they were legitimately in.
And the Dallas game, that game went to the wire. I mean, like
Dallas also sucks.
Like the Giants are not a bad team. They just have a bad record.
The Giants are awful. They have probably the worst quarterback in football.
I don't think so. The Jets now do. His name is Josh McCown.
You were all about Josh McCown last year. What changed?
He was bad and he got hurt.
He wasn't bad. He was great last year.
We have no chance.
Bills and Jets. It's
we
now
go.
Thank God.
7.5 points. I got it at the 6.5. Love the Jets in this spot.
yeah.
Matt, like you said, Matt Barkley was signed, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
No Robbie Anderson.
We don't have any offensive players. How are we going to score
They
points?
just signed their quarterback 3 days ago.
Who do the Bills have on offense?
Kroom!
Yeah, Kroom.
They still have McCoy. He's better than anyone the Jets can throw it there.
How would you think Shady's doing this year?
He's not
If
having
you
a
had
good year.
to guess.
He's having a poor year.
I believe over his past 30 carries, he has 30 yards.
Yeah, he is having a bad year. The
So he's
Jets.
consistent is what you're
Very
saying.
consistent. He's the type of player Tim likes. Veteran. He is very consistent. He's basically Frank Gore.
He's the reincarnation of Matt Forte.
Listen-
Yeah, I could get behind the Bills thinking when Darnold was at quarterback, but I just think Josh McCown, I don't want to say capable. Capable is too big a compliment.
He's far too competent.
Competent's probably a good word.
We
He's
can't win
just
this now.
an NFL quarterback. I don't think I'm not saying he's a top 32 quarterback, but he's someone at least who deserves to be signed on an NFL roster right now, which makes him the most competent quarterback in this game.
And
So,
if we're going to talk about passing weapons, yes, there's no Robbie Anderson. They still have Chris Herndon the fourth,
Yeah, I mean, he's all right.
the blue blood himself.
I don't mind Herndon. I don't mind Leggett this week, but I still don't think they're going to get a whole lot done.
What do you Leggett still
caught a
has
pass last week.
He did. He still has fewer points than James O'Shaughnessy does.
Who hasn't played in 4
Yeah, he's
weeks?
back this week though.
There you go.
So he can continue to build his league, and his season total is still not as good as Vernon Davis's best game.
He needs one catch to get over Vernon Davis's best game.
That's what you
One
said that
catch.
last week, and he had one
No,
catch.
he dropped that catch last week.
Oh, did he? Okay.
So, would you prefer playing Quincy or would you prefer playing Curse? Because I think with Robbie Anderson out, that means Tre'Davious White goes on Quincy because whenever Quincy plays, Jermaine Kearse plays the slot and Quincy plays on the outside.
We saw last year, though, that Kearse was the guy that McCown liked.
I mean, Robbie Anderson was the guy that he liked.
But I like them both.
Yeah.
He liked Kearse quite a bit, too.
But
So
Newton wasn't there.
Are you in a situation where you even have to debate this, though? Like,
I mean, if
do
you
we
wa-
think McCown's going to bring enough value where you really should be playing a Jets receiver anywhere?
there's 6 teams on bye. I can totally see why you might
4
have to
teams
play.
on bye this week.
There's 4. Because still, there's a bunch of teams on bye. I can totally see why you'd want to do that.
It's a deeper league play. Like, if
Yeah.
you need someone to play. Like, I'm playing Brandon LaFell in the league. Like, I could play Jermaine.
But again, I think I like LaFell.
You like
more
LaFell more than you
Kearse.
like Kearse?
Yeah,
I think that's super dicey. That could go
I think
either
they're
way.
Both super dicey. At least I think that Oakland's going to be in a position where they have to throw the ball a ton because they'll be playing from behind against the Chargers. I don't know how this Bills-Jets game is going to go necessarily. I think the Jets could get up early and coast. Like this is a weird game.
A lot of people are playing Elijah McGuire this week.
Don't.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
$3,400.
I think that was a very script-specific circumstance last
Or
week.
they just
Look,
want to get him involved because they like him better.
I don't think he's bad in any way. I don't think his role could be dissimilar to that of Powell, but where Powell was playing like 60% of the snaps, I think he only came into that number because, I mean, Corolla didn't really touch the field in the second half of that game. It was the strangest 13-6 blowout I've ever seen. Like, it felt like the Dolphins were dominating that game.
They were.
But they were only up 7, so it didn't seem like it in retrospect, but really the Jets were playing in a situation where they were just behind the entire half.
And just throwing picks over.
Well,
and
that
over,
helps when the
and
center
over,
keeps
and
snapping the
over.
ball over
And
his quarterback
it's
head.
never the quarterback's
Fair.
fault.
I-
It was
We're
not
throwing it
directly to the other
We
team.
don't have to rehash what happened. I'm just saying that
Thank
I
you.
don't think Elijah McGuire is going to be lined up next to Josh McCown on every single second half snap like he was last week. I think it's going to be more of a split.
Can he get 15 touches?
I would
doubt
take
it.
the under.
I would think he's right around there.
I would say he's probably around like 25 snaps. Whether or not he gets 15 touches of those 25 snaps, it just seems like a little extreme.
I don't know about that. If they play, how many total plays do
The
you
Bills
think
are
they
going to
this
run
game?
on every first and second down. I feel like the Jets are going to do probably similar things.
And if
in
that's the
first
case,
half.
then McGuire's going to get there. They'll splice in
I feel
McGuire
like-
and Crowell.
I feel like you could get to a situation where both these teams don't crest 60 plays by the end of the game, and that just doesn't lend itself well to high snap totals for backs and running back by committee situations.
But if we're in a situation where you have to pay down at running back because people want to, then he's the $3,400 guy. Is there anyone else in the $4,000 area? They're like Peyton Barber's down there.
yeah, that's not exactly
No,
enticing.
although I would play Barber over him.
I think I'd play McGuire over Barber in a PPR, and on DraftKings because
Like
Barber
it-
doesn't catch the ball.
At that level, I'll admit if you're needing to pay under $3,500 for a running back, sure, Elijah McGuire, but just like find the money to play Mike Davis, find the money to play even Austin Eckler at $4,000. Like I don't know. I just think it's real dicey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a great play.
I don't mind the Judge at 3,700 either.
Oh, you're back on Judge Ito now?
I don't mind him
Honestly,
out of that game.
If you were asking me whether or not I would rather pay $300 more to get Judge Ito, I would 100% rather do that.
Thank
Really?
you.
Yeah.
I would much rather play Lizzie McGuire in that spot. Lions and Bears.
Okay,
the Bears.
take the hat off.
Or no, why do you have to take the hat? You got to keep
too
the hat
he-
on.
it's too
It's not
heavy.
too heavy.
It's
It's made
too
of
heavy.
fucking styrofoam.
It's too heavy.
Lions and Bears. 7.5 points. Mack is back. Allen Robinson is back. So that's great news.
Yep.
And Garion Johnson will end up playing as well. 7.5 points is a lot for the Bears, I feel. I feel like the Lions cover this.
We did say this last week about the Bills game, though, too. Not that the Lions aren't infinitely more competent than the Bills, but
they
haven't been all that competent
They
lately.
did not look that competent last week.
I mean, there's obvious questions about the offensive line. They're, again, a very slow team. I don't think I would mind taking the Bears at that number. I don't like what I've seen from the Lions the last couple weeks.
No Slay in this game.
That's a big worry, too.
So who do you start at receiver? If you're going to play, would you play any of the Bears receivers on DraftKings?
Burton at tight end. I don't mind him.
I don't think I would-
if
But I know,
if I'm going to play a receiver, play the tight end.
No, I'm just,
So
I'm thinking
thanks for the
I'm
contribution.
thinking pass catcher. I don't even want any of the
We're
receivers.
talking Bears or Lions?
Bears.
Bears?
Yeah, one of the pass catchers.
Would you play Allen Robinson or would you play Gabriel?
I think I'd play Robinson.
Or would you play Miller, who's like 3,600? He's the pivot off of some of these guys down there because no one's using him. He gets involved.
Fair, but again, the way I would see this game going, if I do believe they're going to cover this 7.5 number,
Then it's Jordan Howard?
I think they run the ball a ton. I feel like Trubisky might throw the ball 25 times this game. So you're probably going to have a pretty even split between, let's say Cohen gets his 5. Burton probably gets his 4 to 5. Now you're left with 15 attempts, maybe 10 completions of the 15. So now we're splitting 10 completions between three receivers. I would play Robinson, but am I actively looking to get Allen Robinson to a lineup? Not really.
What about from the Detroit side? Can't play any of the running backs on DraftKings,
No.
probably. Unless you think Garion can break a big one. But Theo Riddick's really cramped his style.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Riddick, I don't think it's to a level where you can even comfortably play him in a full point PPR. Like maybe if you're desperate in a season long league, but I'm not looking to do it in DraftKings.
No, there's no upside there.
I don't know. Like
Merv or Galladay. Galladay's cheap.
Galladay, look, they're both cheap, and either one could break off a 70-yard touchdown. I wouldn't be shocked by it, but
I'd prefer Marv in that spot though if I had to pick between the two of them. It's
Marv's
a little bit
probably
more
the way I would
dependable.
go
I
too.
think.
Marv's probably better, but he's more expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Galladay's 5,100, and everyone is using Valdez-Scantling, who's going to be like 30% owned.
yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So if you wanted someone to pivot off of like Galladay's there, Christian Kirk is right there at $4,900. Desean Jackson is there.
In a revenge game.
Is it? Oh yeah, I always forget that you played for Washington.
Yeah.
Those were not fun years.
No.
I made the playoffs one year with them.
That's great.
That was the RG3 year, wasn't
No, it's the year that they lost to the Packers with Cousins.
it? Oh, yeah.
Jags and Colts. This has stayed at 3. It briefly went up to 3.5, then it dropped back down to 3. A lot of people like the Jags here. I like the Jags. That's a super lock of the week.
Jacksonville.
I like the Colts a lot. Really interesting.
Everyone's picking the Jags.
Jacksonville, the Colts played so quickly, but the Jags will definitely be able to slow them down. I think it'll be difficult for the Colts to play quickly in this game. The Colts have had a bye. Jaguars have had a bye. People have given up on the Jags. They've left them for dead. They still have a heck of a lot of talent on that defensive side of the football. They should be able to squeeze the life out of the Colts passing game. I don't trust their running backs that much. And I just feel like indoors, this is a good spot for Bortles to have a freakishly good game for him.
I mean, look, I would say that the Jaguars are a team that it's hard to necessarily track them week to week. I mean, we don't know what version of Bortles is going to show up on any given game. And I'm actually a little surprised that the public is that heavy on the Jaguars. I would think
the public isn't. I'm just saying that people who make picks, everyone's picking the Jags.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
The public is about 50-50 on this.
Okay. I would just say that if the Jaguars, because I agree, there is a narrative here that this is a team that's been left for dead. They're obviously still the most talented team, I would say, in that division. That this would be a game they need, back against the wall kind of thing.
I mean, the Colts need it too if they want to have a chance.
Fair. I guess that is true. The Colts aren't necessarily dead.
I mean, they're both 3-6, aren't they?
3-5.
3-5.
3-5.
Yeah.
So,
but
I just see now that Fournette's back, they said they're going to give him a, like. Do you worry about Carlos Hyde getting touches? I don't.
No,
a little bit. Yeah.
not with Fournette. I don't.
I just think they turn around, they give the ball to Fournette 30 times because that's how they want to play.
Maybe on third down, Hyde makes some catches as another the backfield guy, but
that's Yeldon.
It's probably Yeldon. I just look at their point differential right now on the road. They've been atrocious. I mean, the only two teams worse on the road this season have been Arizona and the Bills. Like that's not the kind of company you want to be keeping.
But they play a different style of game when Fournette's healthy.
Sure, and that's proven to be the case. But I mean, we've talked about this before. Style is one thing, yes, but they've honestly generally been more effective on offense when he's not been playing.
They have been. Their offense looks better when he's not playing, but they play better on defense when he is playing because they milk the clock, they let their defense get a chance to rest, and they slow the game down. And that's the game that they're going to want to play against the Colts. So if you
I mean, look,
if the Colts
maybe
can keep it on
then I'm
pace.
more motivated to take the under in this game. Then I just with a 3-point game, pace is not of my utmost concern.
I'm playing Moncrief in this game. It's a revenge game. He scores a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, it is a revenge game.
I like
look,
Moncrief in
he's
this
their
spot.
number one
He is.
option. Keelan Cole was down to what, 13 snaps last week?
Yeah, Chark has passed Keelan Cole on the depth chart. I prefer Dede.
Yeah, if you can get Moncrief in your lineup, get him in
I mean,
there.
you can. He's not super expensive.
It's not going to take a whole
It's
lot
not
of,
super difficult to get Moncrief in your lineup.
Flex him with the Jags D on in a stack. I like that. I don't even mind a Jag
Why
stack.
would you flex him with the Jags defense?
Just because get as many Jags in this game as possible because they're going to score a bunch of points and they're not going to
But
get
why
up
would
very
you
many.
You're
take
going to
it off?
have so much money left on the table with your Jags Dolphins stack.
Also, that doesn't even. There's no correlation between Dante Moncrief and the defense.
No, there isn't direct. Just I want them both in there. It guarantees I have them both.
If you do take them, that would guarantee that you would have them
That's
both.
what I want.
That play makes no sense. Please, people, do not do that.
They've said this about me many times before, and I'm right more
But that
often than I'm wrong.
legitimately makes no sense. If you
Have
want to
them
win
both-
a GPP, having Moncrief and the Jags defense will not win you a GPP.
Sure it can.
They don't correlate together.
They're
Because
bo-
you would need Moncrief to go crazy in this game. And if that's the case, then the Jags defense isn't scoring a bunch of points. Because you would need them to score a whole bunch of points, which means Moncrief isn't scoring.
I think that I understand what you're saying, but I think
I don't think that you do.
both are going to have good fantasy days.
Don't think you're seeing what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. I just feel like I see,
Also, there's a difference between correlation and, like, is there a script where
Correct.
the Jags defense does exceedingly well? And
Yes,
Moncrief
yes.
does?
I
of
agree.
course, there
That's-
is that script. Is
I
it
agree
as
with
likely as your like running back defense? No, of course it's not. The correlation isn't as strong, but correlation is not certainty.
Correct.
No, but if we think about the game flow of the game, if the defense is going to score a whole bunch of points, how is Moncrief going to score points? They're just going to continue to throw when they're up 21?
If he has 7 catches for like 90 yards and a touchdown, that's a huge game for Moncrief.
Agreed.
It doesn't take a whole lot for Moncrief to have a huge game.
That just seems like a
Look,
disaster waiting to happen.
I'm not saying I approve of
So,
this
so
philosophy.
you're gonna do this too? Play the Jags D Moncrief
No,
stack?
I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying we can't throw out the word correlation and say that you can't do it. It doesn't correlate to the nth degree and say you can't win a GPP that way. Of course you could win a GPP that way.
It's very, very low. The likelihood of this
Any
happening.
winning a GPP is
Sure,
very, very
but
low.
you're at least kneecapping yourself this way. Because
Look,
you're
again,
playing
I
a
agree
bad
with you.
player, so you probably shouldn't do that.
I don't know if he's a bad player. I
So-
think he's their number 1 receiver.
I don't know about that.
I'm not saying that's a heralded position to have in the NFL, but I think he is their number 1 receiver.
So at $4,700, he's the play at $4,700 at receiver.
Well, I think it's
think
going to be
it's
really
bad
good.
by any means.
No.
You guys have lost it.
Okay, well.
Lost it.
Heard that before.
Yeah, and it continues to prove itself out. You should really take into consideration that you have lost it.
No, I haven't
Like when you
lost
had
it.
a mental fucking breakdown at the show at the end of the week here, when we're thinking about Mr. Peanut.
That was
On
funny.
the Wednesday show?
Yeah. He started thinking of something in his head that was not brought up, and then he had a meltdown.
Was it the Planters IPA nut? What is it called?
No, that's like a new hipster millennial beer.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
like-
You said
like-
you would drink it.
Yeah, you seem like you'd be all over. You're eating that Icelandic ice cream or whatever the hell that is.
It's yogurt
Oh,
and
plain
it's excellent.
yogurt? Yeah,
plain
that
Icelandic
sounds
yogurt.
great.
Excellent.
Ugh. Patriots, Titans. Probably no Gronk.
Yep.
So does that concentrate everything? Because Sony Michel looks like he's going to play. Do you think they just run here?
I mean, look, I would say we're at the point now where you had Gronk. Had you injury adjusted Gronk on your rankings this week?
Yep.
Okay, fair. But still.
I had him down at 14 anyway.
So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So if he was tight end 14, we're talking about someone who was getting.
Oh, I got a comment from the chat. All these guys do is argue with each other and give no useful advice. Banned for life.
Nice.
We also ban people.
That is true.
Not as many as I'd like to have banned, but we have banned a lot of you.
But I think he was getting targeted on like 15% of his routes this season. I wouldn't say that subtracting him from this offense concentrates any target share, really. We're talking about 4 to 5 targets that are going back into the player pool.
Do you think it's that few? Really?
I mean, that's what he's been getting.
I
so
get-
far this
I know.
season. He's
Wait.
averaging 5.5 targets per game.
I know, but I don't think that's sustainable. I feel like
Look, I think it's a mentality they have to save him for
fair enough.
a little bit more serious situations.
Fair
but,
enough.
Like we saw, which game was it? I think it was the Chiefs game where he'd basically been on the sideline the entire game. They needed to score with less than 2 minutes left, and all of a sudden Gronk has 3 catches for 63 yards. Like I think it's there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's done, but I think they use it sparingly and
Yeah,
sporadically.
I think they have the Steelers in the fantasy playoffs. Like he's a must start in a game like that. That's
Sure.
a game that they'll be using him a lot for because if they lose the game, they probably have to play in the first round. Like you need to win that game,
If it's the exact same game from last season,
and it
then
likely
yeah.
will be. So
Steelers D's been getting a lot better.
It has.
it has been.
It has been.
Steelers themselves have been getting a lot better, just about every position.
Let's see. James White or Sony Michel? It's James White, right?
James
It's
White.
always James White.
I mean, it hasn't always been James White.
Yeah, but
there's
James
been
White's
games
the
where Sony
safest.
Michel has outscored.
Sure, but James White's always the safer play.
The floor is always there for him.
Yes.
No Tywan Taylor, it looks like, for the Titans. I only say this because this is going to be a passing game
Sure.
script.
Tajay Sharp.
So you have Tajay Sharp, who's apparently healthy after last Monday night when he had hurt his ankle. Could you take a flyer on him? Because he is one of these super cheap guys. $3,600.
I even still have a problem playing Mariota this week. I don't know why.
A lot of people play Mariota.
And look, I understand it.
If there's one Titan you can play, who's it going to be? I think it'd be Corey Davis.
Yeah, I think that's still a fair way to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't play Mariota in any situation this year.
Mariota-san?
I just wouldn't play him in this game. I don't think he's going to be very good.
He is the type of quarterback that kills New England.
I get it.
Sure. But I think when you start looking at like the tertiary pieces of a bad offense, even in a good spot, like that's starting to get a little bit risky. This is the same. It's the same way I feel about Christian Kirk. I mean, it's the exact same argument for game script, which is this team is so bad they're going to get down by so many points that someone's going to have to do something in the second half, or they're just bad.
I mean, they did just post a whole bunch of points on awesome Dallas.
It's true.
Yeah, Dallas got... Anyway, let's not talk about it.
But even then, like, Luke, did Jonnu or Luke Stocker catch the touchdown last week?
Jonnu caught the touchdown.
Yes, he did.
It was a little pitch near the goal line.
Teams love that play.
Wait,
Stop that play.
It's a very effective play.
Stop that man. He's supposed to die.
I don't know. I guess, Corey, do you worry about Dion Lewis because he's going to be super chalky? I do. I think that he's a fine enough play because he's so cheap.
Yeah.
But if you told me that Dion Lewis didn't have a good game here, in a revenge scenario...
Yeah, there's a lot of revenge in this game.
I like the Titans in this game.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, look, he without that touchdown last week, he's still a 12, 13, 14-point player in a PPR. Like, I think it's a different discussion between season long and DFS, obviously, where do I want Dion Lewis as a chalk play?
20% Dion Lewis in the millionaire maker?
Probably not. Am I fine just rolling out Dion Lewis in a season long? Sure. I think he's...
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I'm just talking draft.
But
No, I don't want him
I don't
this
want to eat Dion Lewis chalk, no.
No, because it can go poorly here.
Of course.
Eventually, Derrick Henry's going to have a good game.
Look, Henry
scored
his touchdown
and didn't
last
do
week.
anything.
Didn't do anything, but he did still take the goal line carries away from Dion Lewis, which is not ideal if you're, again, a chalk play where we need someone. At the point you're 20% chalk, you really need to exceed value by probably like 5-6 times to be good chalk. And if you're not getting goal line carries, that's pretty tough to do.
I would just wait at like in that entire range. Like everyone's going to Duke Johnson, everyone's going to Dion Lewis. Both those guys are going to be over 15% owned in the millionaire maker. I would just rather pray Chris Carson doesn't play and use Mike Davis.
And again, I really think he's not going to play.
I don't think he's going to play either. But
I have no...
Seattle doesn't know what they're doing.
But that is true. But I'm just saying, like, if you're constructing a lineup right now, and even if you're worried about, like, will I remember to go back and check, blah, 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 that's a fair concern.
You're investing money into this.
Yeah, you should go back
and
and
it's
check.
an app on your phone. You can easily go do this.
But I'm just saying, like,
not for you. That would be tough.
Yes. I don't use the app.
You don't have the Wi-Fi.
No, I don't.
He has 3 apps on his phone.
I don't use apps.
Oh.
And one of them is Shazam, which he just found out about.
Like, not just, like 3 months ago.
How often do you use Shazam?
Now, all the time. Like I'm driving
That's
around.
how he keeps up on new music.
I'm driving around in my car. I hear a song. Oh, who's this by? And I click the Shazam.
You shouldn't be on your phone when you're driving.
I have a DJ will tell you what the song was when you come back from break.
No, but I listen to shows like radio stations where like they play 6 or 7 or 8 shows in a song story in a row. I'm like, what if I get out of the car by the time those 6 songs are over? What if I forget which song it was?
You can go to the website and they show you the songs they've played by the minute.
But he did not know that. He does not know that. Don't say yeah. You
don't
know that.
I knew that. No, like Shazam is very useful. Like if you're, it's good.
How old? We're at like 10 years of Shazam,
yes.
right? Maybe more.
Yeah, okay. It's been a while with Shazam.
Yeah. Okay.
Next game: Saints and Bengals. No AJ Green. Gio Bernard will be back in the backfield, probably taking away 20% of the snaps from Mixon. Mixon will play 70-75% though. I think Mixon. When I was going through all the ownership percentage of the high-end running back, so when we look at the very top of running back. It's Gurley, Gordon, Kamara, Hunt. All 4 of those running backs I have projected anywhere between 50 and 20%. They'll all be above the 15% chalk barrier. A lot of people are using James White and David Johnson as well. No one is using Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is shaping up to be this week's James Conner when James Conner played the Ravens. That he's a guy who's going to get all the volume in a matchup where unless they decide to just go with Bernard out of the backfield if they get behind and pass to him, which they've shown a propensity to throw to Joe Mixon now, that he can't really be scripted out. And if you're going to get a guy who's going to get around 20, 25 touches, like the Saints defense isn't the best in the world.
No.
That I think Mixon's the play here.
Yeah. I mean, if you start going through the running backs that have had good weeks against the Saints, and to be fair, not many have, but the 2 that have are Saquon Barkley and Todd Gurley.
The volume backs.
Volume backs who, as you said, cannot be scripted off the field. Because that's... Look, I'm not taking anything away from the Saints' defensive line. They have been quite good. By adjusted line yards, they've been the best rush defense in the NFL this season. But in the sort of way that Arizona is the worst fantasy defense against running backs, not really at their own fault, because they're like league average in terms of adjusted line yards.
They just give up touchdowns.
Volume. And it's just, they face 32 carries a game. At some point, you're going to give up some yardage. The Saints never have to stop a running back because by the time, they take defense for the 3rd time, they're generally up 14 points. So I think that where Mixon will stay on the field and continue to be involved in the passing game, you're right. No one wants to know Joe Mixon this week. And he's good.
I think it's all a very fair case. John Ross, I love in this game.
You're not alone on John Ross here.
I would rather play Alex Erickson.
It's because he has great fundamentals.
just sound fundamentals.
There's no Josh Malone, so that discussion is out.
Yeah.
I think Cody Core is the other one they could end up playing.
Cody Core.
So there's two scenarios that can happen here. Like Tyler Boyd also going to be incredibly chalky, but I think I had John Ross projected at 11% in the Millionaire Maker.
Mm-hmm.
He is the perfect type of GPP player.
Yeah.
Though. He's 0 points,
Sure.
or he's 30 points kind
Yeah.
of thing. And he can hit value and exceed value, like 5x value on one play.
Yeah.
I think that I might end up fading him though, because he's going to be too popular.
I think I'm going to fade him too. Look,
Like, would you rather play John Ross or Maurice Harris?
Maurice Harris.
Ross.
In a full point PPR, I would just rather take the guy who I think is going to get 11 targets in this game.
Yeah, but
Look, John Ross could score a 30-yard touchdown
that's
and
the thing.
still just score 11 DK points. Like, there's a chance he
True.
catches one pass in this game. If it's not for 80 yards and a score, you're in real trouble.
This
Like,
game.
do you see any scenario where he's a volume wide receiver?
I
this
could see
week?
him getting 6 targets.
Yeah,
in
this game is gonna
'Cause they're
look
going to be
like-
down,
So he
right?
catches
Probably.
what, 3 of those, best case scenario?
Yeah, and you hope 3 of them are deep, and he connects on 2. That's the path for John Ross. But that's a real path.
I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying it's a very thin path.
I expect this game to be a lot like when the Bengals played the Falcons. I think it was 37-36, a ton of points in both
really?
directions. I think the over is going to hit. I think there's going to be a bounty of points for every single offensive player on both sides of the ball in this game.
I just look at Ross as what are we considering him in the hierarchy of the Bengals target share? He's obviously
Third.
behind.
Maybe 4th if we can include
I would say-
Mixon.
Yeah, Mixon, Uzomah, Boyd. Even the fact that, let's say, Gio Bernard gets probably
2.
4 to 5 targets in this game.
I think that's high.
I'm hoping they go to Mixon.
Okay, fair. But when they bring in their other running back, it's not as if that running back is not involved in the passing.
Sure,
game.
sure,
So
sure.
there's 100% of the time on the field, he is going to be the 4th target at best.
But he has a specific route that is his route.
Run straight.
Run straight. Hey, John, go run straight. Okay.
Well, Tampa Bay showed what you can do when you have those types of routes against the Saints. You can put up a
that's
ton
the
of
thing.
points.
True.
So like the Desean Jackson types, which John Ross is like the homeless person's Desean Jackson.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
He has a box.
it makes a lot of sense to me. Now, if you're looking for a floor, there is none. Erickson has a better floor, but Erickson's unplayable.
Look,
Because
yeah, I'm not playing. I only bring up Erickson's name in the sense of if I can even make a valid case for Erickson. Now we're talking about guys who are splitting the scraps of targets.
Yeah.
At really the bottom end of the Bengals pecking order, and you're right. Again, you are correct. But let's say even an 80-yard touchdown, if that's his lone catch of the game, that's still 15 DK points.
yeah, and he's 3,800.
Sure.
So you paid yourself off.
You got the value you needed to, but is 15 points from John Ross going to win you a GPP?
No, but you're hoping that he gets another shot at it. That he catches
Sure, but
these 2 big
for
ones.
one player to catch even one big play is still.
But you have
kinda
to find the
putting yourself out
path to
there.
the players that can do this.
Fair.
He is one of the few. And again, as opposed to someone like Maurice Harris, like I'd rather play Maurice Harris in cash games.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd love him in GPPs.
Yeah, he's probably still too chalky to play in a GPP. But
And like Ross will be lower owned. But again, like I'd rather just take someone else there. Chalky receivers, cheap chalky receivers just don't pay. And if they do, they hit once every 5 weeks, and they hit once every 5 weeks, and you lose.
it's the toughest chalk to eat. We talked about this last week. It's just not
Ask-
something you generally want to do.
And the thing is, Cortland Sutton and DJ Moore were in way better spots than John Ross is in.
yeah. They were for all intents and purposes, at least the second best target on their team.
Yeah, and they were clear fades.
Yeah.
So if they're going to be above 10%, which it looks like they're going to be, then it's a fade.
Dalton's a play this week, too, I should say. I do like Dalton.
You like Dalton?
Yeah, I do.
So
I'm okay
so
playing
far,
him.
you're stacking Jags, Dolphins,
Those
and
are
Andy Dalton.
The 3 teams I think you can...
What does your DraftKings team
The
look
3
like?
teams I think you can reasonably stack and try to hit a home run with would be the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the Jaguars. Play one of those 3.
So none of the good teams.
Well, I think the Bengals are a pretty good team. That's why I think you got to play it.
I'll say this about the Dolphins just before we kind of run out of time to talk about the Dolphins, and someone should give like a rational take about them before we
Okay,
get out of here.
so Packers, Dolphins, Jakeem Grant's going to play.
Yes, which again just kind of muddles the entire receiving core. Kenyan Drake is the reverse Adrian Peterson. When the Dolphins get crushed in games, the last 3 times the Dolphins have lost, Drake is averaging 99 total yards from scrimmage. He has 4 touchdowns in those 3 games. He's averaging 22.2 DraftKings points per contest. He gets involved in the offense when the Dolphins are down more than 2 scores. I think they're going to be down more than 2 scores in this game.
Tim thinks that they're going to be highly competitive in this game.
Yeah, I think they'll lose by between 3 and 7.
They lost another offensive lineman this week.
The Packers have looked so bad. I have no. Actually, it's just a fade against the Packers. To be honest with you.
Look.
That's what it is.
Look, I'm really
It's not a play on the Dolphins.
Valdez-Scantling, you playing him the Millionaire Maker? I am not.
No, because again, it's the wide receiver chalk thing.
Yeah, I think he's a good play.
I think he's a great spot. I think he's probably a top 20 receiver this week. But
just play Devontae Adams. Pay up
30%.
Pay up for Adams and just pay down for someone else.
If you can ever get Devontae Adams at a depressed ownership level, try to take advantage of that.
Jimmy Graham's going to go too. I was going to say Alex Jones, but it's not Alex Jones.
It's not
Aaron Jones.
It is Aaron Jones. Yeah, sure. I've got no problem with Aaron Jones.
Okay, we'll rapid fire through the rest of these games here before we get to the question and answer period. Redskins, Bucks. No Jamison Crowder. The offensive line. I don't even think they're just going to have 2 people on the offensive line this week. They had no one left. Could you play Bucks D for the Bearmen? Gerald McCoy back, no offensive line, get to Alex Smith.
Look, we talk about...
They're $2,000.
The sack floor is somewhere where you can generally go, and, I mean...
Send you to the sack floor.
Sack floor. I mean, there's really no... There's nothing stopping Bucks D from having some sort of weird, cheap defensive touchdown in this game. I think this is going to be a really strange game.
You haven't asked her the question yet.
Let's hear it. Is Adrian Peterson... This is the one thing, if people don't know, the one thing that Tim can predict every single week. Is it an AP week or is it not an AP week?
Claxon, it is an AP week.
So play Adrian Peterson is what you're saying?
I do like
so
him
you
in
have
this
Washington
spot.
to win this game then?
No, I don't. I think Tampa will win, but I think it'll be like 28-24 for Tampa. So
Chris Thompson.
I am kneeling at the altar of the Adrian Peterson king, but I do want to say, in their 5 wins this season, he's averaged 25.5 touches. In their 3 losses, he's gotten 10.5.
Well, in their losses, they haven't been close, though.
Okay, that's true.
That's the thing.
True.
Like, I think they'll lose, but it'll be close.
Okay.
So that's why I think
Fair.
it's a different spot, yeah.
Okay. Raiders in Oakland.
Chargers.
Keenan Allen. Someone that might fly under the radar just a little bit.
Yeah, I was talking with somebody last night who's a big Chargers fan. Jeff Feinberg.
Feinberg told you that the Chargers are going to be good?
Who brought up the Chargers on a Saturday night?
I brought up Keenan Allen to him. I said, I actually think he's a really good play tomorrow. He said, yes, I love it. He's amazing. Like, because I expect the Chargers to have open guys just running through that secondary with ease. Like, I think it might sound saccharine to say, oh, listen, I think that all these Chargers are going to have good days, but I actually do think all these Chargers receivers are going to have very good days.
Look, I liked the Chargers last week.
Williams or Williams? Which one?
I would say Tyrell.
Tyrell?
Starting to sound like questions on the chat.
I know.
Yeah, I would have Tyrell there. The worry for me when it comes to, like, let's just say Melvin Gordon this week is Melvin Gordon is the poor man's Todd Gurley. But now you're in a situation where you could just pay $400 more to get Todd Gurley.
This is what we were talking about. I think we were talking about this last night.
We were.
That if it's going to be $400 more, just take
pay Todd
Gurley.
Yeah.
But if everybody thinks like that,
but they don't.
Then you
but,
want
but
Gordon.
Everyone's using Melvin Gordon.
Is going to be the popular play this week.
Okay.
Like, and last week was the game to play him because everyone had kind of forgotten that Melvin Gordon was good. Yeah, he's very good. But just pay $400 for Todd
This game
Gurley.
just moved from 10 to 9.5.
But it's also
we moved the spread.
We moved the spread. Let's go Raiders.
It's also Raiders week, and the Chargers take Raiders week very seriously.
According to Jeff, yes. Dolphins, Packers, we went over that. Seahawks, Rams, everyone playing. And Chris Carson is that huge game time decision, which opens up Mike Davis.
Yep.
Mike Davis, for me, would be a top 15 play if there is no Chris Carson. Probably because of the late swap and the uncertainty, you're going to get Mike Davis at like 5% ownership or less. And that could be, it's like that week that Thomas Rawls ended up being the week winner. When Marshawn got scratched at the last second, everyone's just like, oh, let's put in Thomas Rawls. He scored like 2 touchdowns.
I miss Thomas Rawls.
Isn't he on the Jets?
I know. I thought he was going to be good.
No, he's on the
this year.
Bengals
Yeah, he
now.
got
Now
cut,
he is. Yeah, the
right?
Jets cut him.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be good for us.
This is the Seahawks Rams down to 8.5.
Yeah, but that because it was at a funny number. Like
It was at 10.
yeah, well, once you get at 10, like you can go below it, and then it'll just keep moving to get to 7.5.
Odds don't work like that anymore.
Like the key numbers are the numbers.
No,
So, like,
they're not the key numbers anymore.
I still believe there
you,
are. Such
you
things as
believe
key
the key
numbers.
numbers from like 1984.
No, 7,
Now
10,
that teams
3.
go for 2, constantly mix extra points. Like it's not the same anymore.
I still think that games more often than not fall around these key numbers.
But you don't know that. You're just saying that.
People who know
You're
what-
living your truth.
I'm not living.
You're living your truth.
I'm not.
You don't have facts. You have feelings.
No, well,
So
everyone
you have
has.
but you have a feeling. You're passing off feelings as truth.
As I understand things, that the key numbers are still really important. You can disagree, but I think the math people are with me on this one.
Do you think it is one of those weeks, though, where after taking a bath, Vegas is just
Yes.
going to make out like
It's,
bandits this week?
it's been 3 weeks in a row where Vegas has taken a bath. The square plays have won.
Seems like you're. It's like that yodeler on The Price is Right. He's yodeling his way up the mountain, but he's getting real close to the drop.
It's tough. I mean, Eagles, this is the one that's going to get me because I love the Eagles this week. I got them at 6.5. It's now 7.5. Golden Tate's going to play. There's going to be no Darren Sproles. Sean Lee is going to be out for Dallas. Like, how does Philly not just absolutely tune Dallas here?
I agree with you.
Like, win by like 30.
I think it'll be close. Dallas will lose and not cover.
Dallas reeks.
Like, I think Dallas will lose by 7 to 10 points, but I still think Jalen Smith can wreck a game. He's that good. I mean, listen, if Cooper with an extra week on the offense,
Cooper's terrible. The only reason they ended up with a decent game because they're like, you know what our only play is going to be? Throw to Cooper.
I know the Eagles.
We can't be wrong.
The Eagles, I think, are a top 5 defense against the run, which, of course, Dallas's best thing they can do is put the ball in the hands of Zeke. I get all that, but, like, Zeke is so good, he can break 1 or 2 big plays, and that can be enough.
They don't even give him the ball anymore. They're like, we're down. Let's just throw it to Cooper.
I'm with you. I think the Eagles are going to cover, not as strongly as you do, but I think there are paths for the Cowboys to keep this close.
I mean, if we're saying that like 10 points is close, sure. But yeah, I think this is a 2-score game, so I would just take the 7.5 points.
Yeah, it's my super lock.
I get it
this week.
I get it.
Jeff did he take Tennessee as a super lock?
No, last week you took the Titans
Yeah.
as a super lock. I can't remember who he took this week.
It wasn't the Chargers.
No.
I forget who it was. It's on the cheat sheet if people just want to hit the description and go find that. Hey, let's say goodbye to the audio listeners that are out there. They can't see you. They're the audio listeners.
Oh, right. They're audio listeners.
You've been broken!
You're right. I don't know why I waved. They're audio listeners.
Bye! So if you're here, we're going to continue doing the questions in the live video chat. But for you audio listeners out there, if you want to tune in 10 a.m.s, 10 a.m.s.
The old AMs.
I'm talking like mans now. If you want to tune in 10 a.m. every Sunday morning and tune in live 10 a.m. every Monday morning, which will be also myself and Chris Meany, you can do that, but you can catch everything on demand. So we'll get out of here for the audio version so you can download it on the podcast and go to the gym or something and listen to that very informative first like 40 minutes because we were cursed getting on the air because of you.
I take no responsibility.
You should. Question and answer period. Should we set the parameters of the question and answer period?
Yes, and be rigid about it.
So, if there's a question about Mark Ingram, you're banned for life. If you say, like, Brown or Johnson or whoever it is, and there's a person with a lot of that name, I'm just going to assume it's the best player that has that name. So if you ask me about Jones, I'm going to assume it's Julio Jones. If you ask Brown, even though Antonio Brown already played, I'm going to assume it's Antonio Brown.
Had a good week, too.
He did,
That'd
yeah.
be a good answer to that question.
Definitely play Antonio Brown. I feel like there's other questions. Other things that can get
Stop
you banned.
Don't ask
asking
the
the
same
same
question
question over
Oh, yeah,
and over
you
again.
asked the same question twice. Banned for life.
Do not ask trade questions.
Yeah, start sick questions only. You ready?
Yes.
You ready for
Are
this?
you upset that you can't see the chat right now?
I wish I could, because that way I could monitor and recommend banning.
Lucas asks, Mac, Duke, or Lewis? Half-point PPR.
Oh, boy.
I would
Lewis,
still
I
say
guess.
Mac just
I'll go
slightly
Lewis.
ahead of Lewis.
So
that is close, though.
2 Lewis and a Mac?
Look, Lewis is like 1A, 1B for me, so if you want to just take the 2.5 Lewises, that's fine.
Well, can we go to Garion shot for a second, Paul? Before we get to more questions? How triggered are you by the Doug the Pug calendar? Tim was reading it over and like scoffing at it on the way in.
Well, it's
That's
just
not
so,
funny.
It's just so lame. Like, he's wearing a ghost costume for the month of October and saying pugs are beautiful. Like, that is so dumb. Like, that's not funny.
The one on the cover, if we go, it just says, they say
I should cut out junk food next year, but I'm
I'm
not a quitter.
Brilliant.
He was wondering that if he ate a sparkle donut, if his poop would be sparkly. Doug rules. I'm not going to lie to you, I kind of wish Doug was here. He'd have all the answers, the right answers. He wouldn't be like, Moncrief and Jacksonville D. That's the play.
If Doug started wearing a cardigan, would you say he's appropriating your snowflake?
Yes, I'm not a snowflake.
You are a snowflake.
I'm not.
It's just like when you hurt your hand. As Garion mentioned, it was so hot, it cut you and melted your hand. You're a snowflake.
No, I am a man of the people and their tribune. And now there are more accounts that are popping up.
There are many accounts.
There is a cuss tracker.
That also popped up.
That popped up last night. That was fantastic. All right, more of them. Lizzie McGuire, Eckler in standard. I like Lizzie. Thin Lizzie.
Eckler, I guess.
I would take Eckler.
Chubb or Jordan Howard. I like Chubb.
Howard.
Didn't
Chubb.
Tim say Rawls was going to rush for 1,300 yards this year?
Yes, I did.
How did that work out?
I was wrong. I'm
Okay.
wrong all the time.
Okay.
Thanks. Ban that person. It's a bad question. He knew the answer before he asked it.
Adrian Peterson or Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I'd play Valdez-Scantling.
Even though I told you it's an AP week.
I would. I still think that even though it could be an AP week, that Valdez-Scantling could be better. Now, I assume these are all season-long questions because DraftKings now it's a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in a season long, I would still play Peterson. It's not. It's a good question though. Like those two names are up for debate, but I would take Peterson.
Oh, this guy says this is kind of boring. You know what that guy's getting?
Don't worry about it, because you get banned now.
Banned for life. You know, yeah, you never have to worry about that.
11:08 of week 10 before you realize this show is boring.
I know.
You know what? I've given this show a pretty fair shake. 9.5 episodes.
Uzma or Jordan Reed? I like Secret of the Uzma.
Uzma.
Uzma. Standard scoring: Sterling Shepard, D.D. Westbrook, or John Ross. I like Shepard.
Yeah, I like Shepard quite a bit.
Titans win or Pats dominate?
Pats dominate if I have to
I
pick.
think the Titans win. I think it's just a huge letdown.
Okay. I would just pick the Patriots blindly. But
Okay. Andy Dalton or Russell Wilson? I like
Dalton.
Russell Wilson.
I like Dalton.
Dalton.
I like Russell Wilson in the spot.
I think this is a situation he's going to have to throw the ball though.
Duke or Sony Michel? I'll play Sony.
I guess I would play Michelle, yeah. Or Michel.
This guy says top cat for president,
Well, thank you, sir.
but he spelled cat with a K.
Well, because he's referencing the Kit Kats.
This person says you look triggered.
Well, ban that person.
You're
I'm not
yeah,
triggered.
but, you're constantly triggered.
No, I'm not.
Constantly triggered. Duke or Hilton? I'd
I'd play Hilton, I
I think
guess.
I'd still play Hilton.
Yeah. You gotta play Hilton.
Yeah, I don't see a circumstance I could ever bench Hilton.
Do you play Dalton or Fitzmagic? I play Fitzmagic.
I play Dalton.
Dalton.
I
Although
think-
Fitzmagic should have a lot of opportunities for points in this game.
Shouldn't you just play Fitzmagic every week? He's had one bad week.
It's true.
He's been like a top 5 guy every other week.
What if I believe he can't throw?
Well, then you haven't been watching, sir. Help. Should I play Theo Riddick or Jamal Williams?
Riddick, I guess.
I would say in a PPR, just play Riddick.
And yeah, if it's a standard, you probably play Williams, though, and hope he scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
Fair.
Carson Wentz or Ryan Fitzpatrick? I'd play Fitzpatrick.
I would play Fitzpatrick there, yes.
Yeah, Fitz.
I just happen to like Fitz.
This Washington secondary is terrible. Like, there will be opportunities.
We already answered that one. Different person, though, so they don't get banned. I'm starting Kamara and Mixon in a half-point PPR. Should I choose Mark Ingram? Banned for life. Calvin Ridley or Doug Baldwin? Play Ridley.
Ridley, yeah.
Baldwin just legit doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't.
Neither does Ingram.
It was Ridley.
Yeah, don't mention his
Oh, did
don't
you? I
mention
thought that
his
was
name.
the end of the Ingram
No,
question.
the question got stopped and he got banned for
fair
life.
enough.
Yeah, don't mention that name on here.
Rank these 3 in standard leagues: Gabriel, Sanu, and Humphreys. Standard scoring. It would be Sanu, Gabriel, Humphreys for me.
Sanu, Humphreys, Gabriel.
Really, you like Humphreys more than Gabriel in a
Yes,
In a
I love
standard league?
I love Humphreys.
I feel like
in
all
every
his,
situation.
I feel like all of his value is tied up in PPR.
He's so good though.
Yeah. No, I think it's Sanu, Gabriel, and then Humphreys.
Marvin Jones, Scantling, or Kittle Me Timbers.
Scantling.
Marv.
Scantling for me. Kareem Hunt or Todd Gurley. I'll take Todd Gurley.
Todd
I feel like you should always just take Todd Gurley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hard to pass it up.
This guy says, who else hit the like button? Do it. Get to 500 likes. Mark Ingram. That guy can stay around. He's encouraging people to give the show likes, which I agree with. Definitely give. That can balance out a Mark Ingram.
He's not so sure.
What happened to C. Watkins?
Sammy Watkins?
Does he really
C.
think
Watkins.
that Sammy starts with a C? That would be rough. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one. Standard, Galladay or Marquez Valdez Scantling. MVS.
Yeah, MVS.
Yeah, I agree.
Standard, Cup Boyd or Hilton. I like Boyd.
Wow. Yeah, Boyd just slightly over Hilton.
I think it is Boyd. I would say Boyd over Cup, but yeah, Boyd.
Would you play Fournette or Sony Michel?
Fournette.
I would play Sony Michel.
I would play Sonny Michel too.
That's really close though, and I like Fournette. I think way more than everyone else does this week. I'm not all in, but he's a good GPP play.
He is.
2% owned.
Yeah,
Fournette.
I will say he's not going to be highly owned. I don't know if I don't think I want to play him.
They get in the red zone, he's going to get every single touch.
Them getting in the red zone is a bit of a task.
Yeah, we'll see. Colts are bad.
Where does Tim live? Under a bridge.
I actually live in that TV screen.
And that's what Cam thinks.
And I think Jeff did the other day, too. He's yelling at the screen.
OJ Howard or Michelle? Flex, fellas. Play Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon or Dion Lewis? Probably Gordon.
Gordon,
I would
yeah.
say Josh Gordon. Yeah.
Ross or Erickson?
Ross.
I'd play Ross. I'd swing for the fences here.
Yeah. Look,
we don't even know if
Erickson's
Erickson
gonna
has
be
a
like
floor.
7 points in a PPR. Again,
Maybe.
I only bring up his name again as another siphon to possible Ross targets. But yeah, just play Ross.
Pick 2. Valdez-Scantling, Merv, Ridley, Desean Jackson.
Valdez-Scantling.
And Merv.
Ridley and Scantling.
No, I think I'd rather have Marv.
I'd probably rather play Merv and Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones or Marlon Mack?
Mac.
Marlon Mack still.
Marlon Mack still? Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
But
don't
you're-
get scared off by Jacksonville. It's still Marlon Mack.
Yeah, I agree. It's Marlon Mack. But you always love Aaron Jones. He's your guy.
I know. I think he's in a good spot this week, but not if you have Marlon Mack.
Should you stash Burkhead in a full point PPR?
No, he has never been good. I don't understand these people. Every year you say, oh, you've got to have Burkhead. Burkhead has never proven himself to do anything.
You're just mad because you drafted him last year and then dropped him before he got good.
There is no value
It
in
is.
him.
That is
no, it's not about that.
When did you draft Burkhead last year?
Like in the 4th round.
All right. And he was bad. So
Yes,
Tim
he
cut
was.
him. And then someone else picked him up and he was really good the rest of the year.
No, he's not a good player. Do not own him. You're never going to play him this year if you pick him up. There's never a circumstance to play him.
Look, if you're carrying, like, a second quarterback.
Yeah, if you have bench space, why not?
Like, look, do I think is there going to be a week if everything stays exactly the same where I'm going to suggest starting him?
Probably
No.
not.
But
Stuff changes.
Sony Michel just came back from his second injury of the season. Something could definitely change here.
I think what Burkhead's actually going to do is just take from the bottom line of James White. Instead of playing
Probably,
like
yeah.
75% of the snaps, he'll play 50.
Sure.
And then we'll go back to what we saw last year where every second week it's a James White week instead of every week.
Yeah, but that's more to what I mean. Like, I'm not saying that he's ever going to be in a position where you start him in fantasy, but we don't know what the circumstances
True.
of the season are going to be.
If
he
you
has handcuff value.
If you have the roster space, then do it. If not,
Yeah.
then don't worry about it. Tyreek Hill or Keenan Allen? I like
Allen, actually.
Keenan Allen this week.
I agree.
Allen Robinson or Aaron Jones? That I would play Aaron Jones.
I would play Aaron Jones
Yeah,
too.
I agreed.
Need 2. Chubb, David Johnson, or Cup? I would play David Johnson, and Cup.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, you.
Well, the video listeners stuck around.
That's
Nodded.
true. I wasn't sure if the shot was on me or the shot was on you. Bibbs or Riddick, but spelled as Reddick. So Vin Diesel from the Chronicles of Reddick, which is also Riddick. I would play Bibbs.
Bibbs.
There's a chance that if Tampa gets up in this game, there's just a lot of Bibbs on the field.
Sure.
Yeah, it's true.
Allen Robinson. No, we just did that one. That's my bad for reading it twice.
Okay.
Oh, play Andy Dalton or Fitzmagic. I feel like we've had that one already.
We have. It could be a popular one.
Ban for life.
Thank you. When in doubt.
When in doubt, ban for life.
Tim's here. He's having the impact on
and
me.
you say you're not the Steve Bannon. of
No,
this
I'm not.
podcast.
I'm only wearing one shirt.
But when in doubt, ban for life.
Yeah, ban them.
I liked it better when you're wearing your McLovin attire.
Yeah, well, I can't wear the same things every time. People
You-
think
you-
I only
you,
own one
you
outfit.
are wearing corduroy pants.
Yeah, because corduroys are cool.
I haven't seen anyone wear corduroy pants in a legit 15
It
years.
looks very cozy.
It does look very cozy.
Yeah, they're
That's
great.
True.
They're great. Corduroys are the best pants. They're the pants of the people. They're better than blue jeans, I'll tell you that. That's just a fact.
Corduroy
Why are you
pants
attacking me, sir?
of the people.
Although it technically means cloth of the king, which is what corduroy actually means, but it's now the cloth of the people.
Bibbs or Christian Kirk? I'll play Christian Kirk.
I would play Christian
I
Kirk
agree
there,
with you.
too.
Sony Michel or Jordan Howard? Play Sony Michel.
Yeah.
I like Howard. I think he's
Sonny
going to
Michel.
score, so
Flex Mac or MVS? I think I go with MVS then.
I'm going to flex the running back.
I'm going to still flex Mac, yeah.
Jordan Howard or Carryon Johnson? There, I would take Jordan
Howard, yeah.
MVS or Golden Tate? MVS.
MVS.
I don't know how.
I'm going to take my shot with Tate.
But MVS is in such a
Look,
great spot.
I know, but Tate's a
If
better
it was
player.
like Allen Robinson or Golden Tate, it'd be Golden Tate.
Tate's a
Yeah.
better player, and he's got a great quarterback, so I'm going to take my chance with him.
I just think Tate...
Are you saying that MVS doesn't have a great
I'm
quarterback?
not saying that, but I'm just saying Tate is a better player, and you think that Philadelphia's going to win by 1,000,000 points, so let's just go with Tate and see what happens. I'm going to roll the dice.
I
here.
also think the Packers are going to win by 1,000,000
Yeah.
points.
I would take MVS. I just think he has a higher upside than Tate.
I agree.
Like, Tate might have the floor. But even MVS in this spot seems like he has a very, very high floor.
Well, and we're in a scenario where I don't think Philly's as stupid as Dallas. Be like, we have new player. We just throw him ball now. Okay, we lose. I don't think they're going to do that. They're not the Cowboys.
All right.
Cowboys.
I don't need to defend them anymore.
You should keep defending the Cowboys. Are they as good as the Giants, do you think?
I think that those teams are both better teams than their
So
records
apparently
indicate.
there still isn't a definitive decision, but Chris Carson is now not expected to play today.
Okay, so leaning towards not playing. Great news for Mike Davis.
There we
Tell
go.
you, that's the play of the week.
He can't lean. His hip hurts too much.
That
Seems like every single week we talk about Seahawks running backs. It's like our favoritist thing to talk about.
It's because it's always a good situation to take advantage of if stuff breaks your way because it happens in the late set of games.
They've run for 150 yards in 5 straight
No,
games.
I get it.
Like someone's got to do it.
I think we did that one. Superflex. Josh Rosen, Mike Davis, or Funchess. I think you just play the quarterback.
Play the quarterback, yeah.
This would be the week if you've been rostering Josh Rosen where you actually
I agree.
To get him in there. Galladay or Fitzgerald? I'd play Galladay.
No, Fitzgerald. He's the number one option on the Cardinals offense, right? That's what I've been
I would
told.
play Fitz.
I'd play Galladay.
No, I would play Pitts.
Mike Evans or Desean Jackson?
Mike Evans.
I would play Mike Evans.
I would also play Mike
Evans.
Evans.
But Garion, he only had one catch last week.
Also, he never played for Washington.
That's true. He's not in any sort of revenge situation. Pick 2, full point PPR. Tyrell Williams, Rocket Richard, Sterling Shepard, MVS, Doug Baldwin. I go MVS and Tyrell Williams.
I agree.
MVS and Shepard.
Tyrell over Shepard for me, yeah.
Tyrell over Shepard, me as well. Oh, this guy's trying to comment, but he's been banned for life.
What does it show up as?
It just says message has been deleted.
Oh, what a shame.
Richard, Josh Adams, or Lizzie McGuire? There I'd go Rocket Richard.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
TJ Yeldon or Jordan Reed?
Probably Jordan Reed.
Yeah,
Jordan
I guess
Reed.
so.
You probably don't want to start a backup running back.
No.
Need some advice at the flex. Sammy Watkins, who's out, so not him. Larry Fitzgerald, Alshon Jeffrey, or Maurice Harris. I think I'd take Alshon.
Alshon.
Agreed.
Josh Gordon or T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. Hilton.
I think Josh Gordon this week.
I think I have them back-to-back in the rankings.
That wouldn't shock me.
I do. I have them at 17 and 18. I have Josh Gordon one spot ahead. So Josh Gordon for me. D-Jax or Doug Baldwin? I'll probably go D-Jax.
D-Jax.
Yeah.
MVS or Gabriel? I'll go
MVS.
MVS.
Yeah, agreed.
Pat, are you scared of Tim choke slamming you? That's not a question, sir. You're banned for life.
I mean, it is a question.
Well, I guess so. It's not a start-sit question.
Yeah, it's not a question that pertains to what we're doing, but yeah.
Uh-oh. The chat's gonna jump on me here. So many questions.
So little time to ban.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Oh my God, there's so many questions. And people are asking stupid questions. Perfect. And it's taking every time I ban something, the chat skips.
You just run through your Twitter mentions sometimes and just mute people for fun.
Marlon Mack or Edelman?
Uh,
I'd go Edelman,
Edelman
in a PPR. I'd go Edelman. In the standard, I would go Marlon Mack.
Yeah, I agree on both.
James White, Fournette, or Marlon Mack in a PPR? I'd actually play James White.
James
I'd play
White.
Michelle or Chub? Michelle.
Yes.
Yes.
Hilton or Fitzgerald? Hilton.
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 MVS or Tate? MVS.
Yeah,
like
Well, I
we
like
had-
Tate.
We had that one, MVS.
Yeah, this is a different person asking it, though. Tim, where are your... These people are not helping. We had a good flow going. Now this shit happens. Just please ask sit questions. Pick 2. Mixon, Coleman, Mack, Fournette. I'll go Mixon
And Fournette.
and Fournette.
I play Mixon and Mac.
Okay. Trubisky or Andy Dalton? Who
Dalton.
will have a better day in PPR?
Dalton. He'll
Dal-
catch a
Dalton.
pass.
Yeah, he'll catch a touchdown. Get that extra point.
It just has to catch his own pass once.
Dalton for me as well. Sit 1. Humphreys, Cobb, Mike Williams, Njoku. I'd sit Cobb.
Mike Williams, I would sit.
I would probably sit Hump Daddy.
You sit Hump Daddy. Standard. Sony Michel or Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
I would play
It's an
Sony
AP
Michel.
week.
I would play Peterson.
Thank you.
Because it's an AP week.
He hasn't steered me wrong yet.
Ridley or MVS?
MVS.
Ridley, I think.
MVS for me. Let's see. I'm getting a text in. Oh, it just says the audio is live. So if people want to go back and listen to the first part of the show on their phones, you can go do that because the podcast is up and running.
Hooray!
Go to iTunes. Like it. Should I play Maurice Harris or Jordy Nelson? Never play Jordy Nelson, so the answer is Maurice Harris.
The answer is Jordy Nelson.
The answer is not Jordy Nelson. The
I
answer
think it
is
It
is.
is Maurice Harris.
Thank you. Sensible. You have no sense.
I like Jordy Nelson.
No sense. You're so po. You got no sense. Mariota-san or Baker Mayfield?
Oh, my goodness.
Baker.
I play Baker.
Mariota, yes?
You said earlier show there was under no circumstances
I know, but-
should you play Marcus
But now
Mariota.
I guess Baker Mayfield is an exception to prove the rule.
To be fair, he also did say the Browns wouldn't win a game.
Yeah, so I actually
yeah.
that is a tough spot.
Rank Goff, Brady, and Trubisky today. I did in the rankings, which you can click on in the description of this video.
and ban them, and they'll have now time to look at those rankings.
Boyd or Jeffrey? I'll play Boyd.
I'll play,
I'll play
Boyd, too.
Jeffrey.
Low-owned GPP stack you like. All of Tim's. Dolphins, Jags. Who was the other loser you wanted to play?
The Bengals.
Okay, the Bengals are a bit better. Dolphins stack.
Dolphin stack. Dolphin season.
Kenyan Drake on an island is fine.
Nope. You play Kenyan Drake and stack him with Moncrief and Jags D.
Hey, listen.
You're good to go.
Osweiler won somebody $1 million this year. You don't think he can't do it twice?
Who do I like as a low-owned
To be
stack?
fair, if Brock Osweiler is good at one thing, it's getting people who don't deserve millions of dollars.
Like himself.
Like himself.
Buccaneers, you could say probably is a low on stack. You could see them scoring a ton of points.
I could see them scoring a ton of points. That's true. I guess I like the Seattle running game.
Yeah, that again, I think Mike Davis is gonna be under 5%.
Yeah, that's probably the way to play it. Chicago could sneaky be a good stack here if they're actually
yeah.
they cover the number, they're going to score points.
Like that could, like if you want to go like Bears defense, Jordan Howard,
or just play
that's not a terrible way to go.
Trubisky by himself. Like he has a
Yeah,
ton of upside.
that's true. Figuring out which one of his targets is going to benefit is not maybe the way to go. Just play him.
Yeah, that Cleveland Atlanta game is probably the sneaky shootout game though. And the highest point total is the Bengals and Saints game. That's only 53.5. Like there's not a lot of there's a lot of real dicey games. Or the Jacksonville game does not go how we think, and it just becomes shootout time.
If it becomes
And then you play Luck, and Luck's great.
Yeah.
well, luck is always great. Like, luck's never a bad start.
Ridley or MVS? Did we have that one?
Yes.
I think we did.
MVS. I don't know if it's the same person
MVS.
though. Michelle or Robert Woods? Probably play Robert Woods.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's due to score a touchdown this week.
Rivers or Fitzgerald? I'll play Rivers.
Yeah, Rivers.
I probably was supposed to say
Well,
Fitzpatrick.
it doesn't say Fitzpatrick.
Okay,
it says
then Rivers.
It says Edmund Fitzgerald. Pick two in standard. Duke Johnson, Fournette, Peterson, Dion Lewis, Derrick Henry. I don't know why you included Derrick Henry.
Peterson and Fournette.
In standard, I'll go Lewis and Fournette.
I would say Peterson and Fournette in a standard.
Okay. Ridley or MVS? Oh, no, that is now banned for life.
Nice.
It just popped up twice from the same guy. Trey Burton or David Njoku? I'll go Njoku.
Njoku.
I'll be contrarian. Take Burton.
You don't need to be contrarian in a 1v1.
But I like Burton a
Okay.
little better. So
Galladay, MVS, Mike Davis. Pick two. I'll go MVS and Mike Davis.
Mike Davis.
Yeah, I agree.
MVS.
I
But
agree.
you need to have an out for Mike Davis. I guess maybe you just roll him if Carson starts anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's probably still going to get double-digit touches.
Yeah.
Yep.
Duke Johnson or MVS, full point PPR.
MVS.
MVS.
I do like Duke, though.
Sure.
Hi-ho,
he
Duke.
was. I mean, look, Atlanta's also a great matchup, but he was in the best possible spot he could have been in last week.
Duke Johnson or Larry Fitz? I'd play Duke Johnson. It is full point PPR.
No.
Yeah,
Fitz.
I would play Duke there.
Lewis or Aaron Jones? I would play Dion Lewis.
Yeah, as would I.
Yep.
Need a good flex for less than $4,000 on DK? Question mark.
I like Eckler at 4,000.
Is he asking if he needs?
I don't
a flex
know.
fund
I'd say
to that?
Eckler at 4,000. I like David Moore at 3,900.
Listen, if you don't care about ownership, Maurice Harris is the guy.
Yeah, there you go.
He's the cheap one. I like LaFell from way, way down. But like people are playing John Ross at that
So
same
you
price.
like LaFell from way, way back.
I mean, I would prefer him when he was on the Patriots.
Sex well for very long.
Mahomes or Rivers? It's always Mahomes. Always
Yes.
play Mahomes.
Yes.
OBJ or Joe Gibbs? Okay, thanks. Ruining the chat. Flex, Doyle. T. Smith. Oh, Traquan Smith. I was like, Torrey Smith. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Torrey Smith, Traquan Smith, Jack Doyle, Smallwood, or Spencer Ware? Jack
I would
Doyle.
play Jack Doyle.
Yeah.
Tim, what's your preferred pronoun?
He.
Conflicted. Okay, this guy's just making statements. Galladay or Amare? I will play Galladay.
I'll play Cooper there.
Yeah, I'll take Cooper.
Russell Wilson or Andy Dalton? Russell Wilson.
Dalton.
Chris Godwin or Anthony Miller?
Miller.
Sure.
Okay. Wentz or Goff? I'll take Goff.
Wentz.
Goff.
Fitz or Galladay? I'll play Galladay.
I'll play Fitz there.
Fitz.
Okay. Pick one. Marvin Jones, Aaron Jones, or Doug Baldwin? I would play Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, agreed.
Goff or Wilson?
Goff, and that's
I'll play Goff in that spot as well. MVS and Njoku or Tyreek Hill and Jordan Reed? Don't play Jordan Reed.
Yeah.
As much as I like
can't-
Tyreek Hill.
I can't advise you to play Jordan Reed this
I agree
week.
with you guys.
Sammy Watkins, Traquan, or Mike Williams?
Well, Sammy's not playing, so that helps.
Yeah.
I'll play Mike Williams.
Mike Williams there.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, Hilton, Scantling, Jones Jr. Pick 2.
I would say MVS and Jeffrey.
I'll go Jeffrey and Hilton.
Yeah, I would go Jeffrey.
Oh,
and
wait,
Hilton
sorry.
as
You know
well.
what? I would go Jeffrey and Hilton. I didn't hear Hilton's name.
Fournette or David Johnson, PPR, I would play David Johnson.
In a PPR, I would also play David Johnson.
No, I'm playing Fournette.
Okay. Howard, Breda, Mike Davis, and Michelle. Pick 2. Play Davis and Michelle.
Howard and Michelle.
Howard and Michelle.
T.Y. or Duke?
T.Y.
T.Y.
T.Y. for me as well. Duke or Mike Davis?
Mike Davis now.
Huh. I would play Mike Davis.
I
Yeah.
play Mike Davis as well. Jeffrey, Hilton, banned for life.
Nice.
Howard or Carrion Johnson?
Howard.
Howard.
Pick 2. Sorry. Oh, no, we already did that one. Banned for life.
Oh, God!
You're getting trolled from behind the camera.
I'm aware.
Josh Gordon or Julian Edelman? Or a peacock?
Josh Gordon.
Julian Edelman.
I will say Julian Edelman. Duke Johnson or T.Y. Hilton? T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y.
Hilton.
Breda or Golden Tate non-PPR?
Tate.
Probably Breda.
Still Tate for me.
Okay. Let's see. AP or Corey Davis?
AP.
AP.
I'll play AP as well. Corey Davis or Fitzgerald? I'll play
Fitz.
Corey Davis.
Fitz.
OJ or Jack Doyle? I'll play OJ.
Ooh.
OJ.
I'll play OJ, yeah.
Oh, here's this guy's just play Tate this week? Question mark.
Ban
No.
him.
If I ban it, it skips the chat again. Njoku or Ingram? And we only have a minute left, so it's probably best not to get into that, isn't it?
Did he ask Ingram?
Njoku.
I like Njoku as well.
Yeah.
Any word on Gronk? He's unlikely to play, but the inactive should be coming out in the next 10 minutes or so.
or
And
a-
they will
a
actually
minute.
tell you. What's that?
Or in like a minute.
Or
Here
in
they
a
come.
minute? Okay, well,
Coming in right now.
Well, okay, they start coming in. We'll wait for that. We'll answer a few more questions here. Hill or Hunt? I like Hunt.
Hill, I guess.
Okay. Jeffrey or Galladay? I like Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
I agree, yeah.
Eckler or Ty on DK?
T.Y.
I'll take Ty Hilton. Or if it's no, if it says Ty,
That's
we're
what
going
it says. That's what it says.
That's what it says. Ty Hilton or Jarvis Landry? Play Landry.
Yeah, I
would
like
play
Landry.
Jarvis.
Close
there,
Landry
yeah.
sucks. You got to play him.
I like Landry.
Pick 3. Aaron Jones, Mike Davis, Corey Davis, MVS. You probably sit Corey Davis of that bunch.
Yeah, I think so too.
Peterson or Sony Michelle?
AP.
Sony Michelle
Sammy
for me.
Watkins officially inactive.
Officially inactive Sammy Watkins. The sweat is starting right now on the DraftKings YouTube channel as well and the DraftKings Facebook page. Gary and I will be on that around 11:50 a.m., but we'll bang out a few more here. Fitzgerald or Amendola? I would go Fitzgerald.
I would also go Fitzgerald.
Maurice Harris or Corey Davis? I would play Corey Davis.
I would play Corey Davis.
Nick Vinette or Jordan Reed? Garion.
Jordan Reed.
Nick Vinette gets 8 touchdowns a game if you didn't
True.
know.
He does. Something's happening with those Seattle tight ends, I've been told.
Best Jags wide receiver, but you believe it is Moncrief?
Moncrief.
I believe it is Dede.
I think it's Moncrief.
You think it's Moncrief as well? Dalton, Mayfield, or Smith? I will take Dalton.
Dalton.
I agree.
Pick 2, Allen Robinson.
Oh, Gronk.
No Gronk. Gronk officially inactive.
Officially inactive.
So don't play Dwayne Allen. Don't make that mistake.
No.
Pick 2, Allen Robinson, Tyler Lockett, or Maurice Harris. I will play Robinson and Harris.
Yeah, Robinson
Yeah.
and Harris.
I will say, Seals Jones is probably on your waiver wire right now. If you're really holding out for Gronk, that's probably the guy you go to.
That's a sneaky stack. Rosen,
Cardinal stack.
Rosen, Kirk, Seals, Jones.
And
I'll take it against the Dolphin stack.
And Cards D.
You know what? I agree. Under those circumstances, yes. Oh, yeah, and Cards D. You got to get that cross exposure.
In for a dime, in for a dollar.
Ebron or Watson? Ben Watson.
Ben Watson.
Ben Watson.
I'll play Eric Ebron in that spot, actually. Corey Davis or Doug the Pug Baldwin? Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Yes.
Will Mariota-san outscore Tom Brady this week?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Mike Williams or Anthony Miller?
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
I'll take Tony Miller in that spot. Kamara or Gordon? I'll take Gordon.
I'll take Kamara.
Uzma or Doyle? I like Uzma.
I
I'll
like
take Doyle there.
I don't like Uzama.
Okay. AP and oh, good. There's someone in here answering questions.
Ban them.
Banned for life. Mike Davis, Vernon Davis, or Corey something.
I'm playing Vernon Davis
I
in our
think
keeper
they were
league.
making maybe a joke about all the Davises,
Maybe.
but I would say Mike Davis.
Or Corey Davis.
Yeah.
I would also say Mike Davis. Start 3. Fournette, Chubb, Mack, Cohen, Davis.
Fournette, Davis, and Cohen.
Yes, I'm on the same page. Nah, non-PPR, I would start Chubb over Cohen.
Okay.
Baldwin or Marvin Jones? Marvin Jones.
Marv.
Jets D or Chiefs D?
Chiefs D.
I like Jets D
I like Jets
against
too.
Berkeley. Although I like both of those. Mac, Fournette, or Chubb? Pick two.
Mac, Fournette, Chubb. I would take Fournette and Mac.
Fournette
and Mac.
Fournette and Chubb for me. Aaron Jones or Carrion? Aaron Jones.
Aaron
Yep.
Jones.
Larry Fitzgerald, John Ross, O.J. Howard, Jared Cook, or Sony Michel. Pick three. I'll go Fitz, Howard, and Michel.
Yes.
Fitz, Howard, and Ross.
Who will score more points, Wentz or Goff?
Wentz.
I'll take Goff. T.Y. Hilton or MVS Standard? I'll take Hilton.
Yep.
Hilton.
Ezekiel Elliott or Tariq Cohen? I'll still take
I'll
Elliott.
take Zeke.
Zeke. Yeah.
Trubisky or Alex Smith? I like Trubisky.
I like Smith, I think.
Pick two, AP, Aaron Jones, Flash Gordon, Coleman.
Gordon and Peterson.
I'll go Gordon Peterson as well.
Yeah.
Humphreys or Erickson?
Hump
In the
Daddy.
battle of
Humphreys.
In the battle of great fundamentals.
Yeah. Bet neither will drop a pass. I'll tell you that right now.
Run very crisp routes.
Yep.
I'll take Adam Humphreys in that spot. Okay, last one. Brady or Luck? I'll go Luck.
I'll go Brady.
I'll go Brady.
All right, that'll do it on the Pat Mayo Experience. Live, as we will be, every Sunday. Hopefully we'll be on time next week, curse. Wow. Breaking the equipment.
I didn't do anything.
It's not his fault. He has mystical ancient powers that follow him around and ruin things.
That is true. We need Dr. Orpheus in here to exhume.
I take no
You
responsibility.
can follow Tim on Twitter at Tim Andicus.
Just like a
Tim
millennial.
Anderson, 87.
You can follow Garion on Twitter at Garion Thorne. And of course, you can always follow me at the PME. The rankings will be updated here. Actually, I don't even think I need to change the rankings. I think everyone who I thought was going to be out is out.
Yeah, there wasn't really any big surprises.
Yeah,
for the
Watkins and
11:30s.
Gronk are out. Tune into the sweat going on right now on the DraftKings YouTube and Facebook channels. Gary and I are going to pop up there in about 20 minutes to talk about our favorite spreads of the week, and then Gary will be on it for like 3 more times. But there's a lot going on over there right now, so I suggest you click out of this, smash the like button on the way out, go head over there, all right? I'm Pat Mayo. I'll be back Monday morning tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Time with Chris Meany taking your waiver wire questions, all right? Good luck this week. I'll see you next time.